Welcome to the intro training exercises for Sharperlight's Excel add-in on SAP Business One. Please follow the video carefully, and if needed, use the PDF listed within the description for further information. This is exercise 4 and 5. Exercise 4 has two parts, A to B, introducing the SuppressRow Formula and delayed formula. Exercise 5 introduces Sharperlight's sheet formula. To begin, go to the sheet X4A for exercise 4. Here we have a report for current month and year-to-date actual, budget and variance on revenue and cost of sales. This report will make use of value formulas, and we can see in the cell D7 we have one. In the row 9 for other revenue, we have values for 0. In reports, you do not always want to see 0 rows, and the SuppressRow Formula allows us to, in a way, hide these rows. Select the cell L5. Here we want to type equals MD SuppressRows. Then click on the FX function symbol on the formula bar. This should bring up the function arguments window for the SuppressRow Formula. For the date area, we want to select the cell range D7 to J9. This is what we are implementing the suppression of 0 rows on. Default height lets you set the height of the rows. We will ignore this for now. Disable, select the cell B4. This is the check as to whether we are disabling the formula. Currently this is set to true, so the formula will not execute. You can also define the header and footer cell ranges. Set the header to C6 to J6 and the footer to C10 to J10. Please note that you can also add the SuppressRow Formula through Tools, Functions, Action, MD SuppressRows. We can then change our cell B4 to be false, which then means our formula is disabled, equals false. We should then see the row 9 be hidden. The formula does this by making the height of the row extremely small, so it is not actually hidden. For exercise 4b, go to the sheet X4b. We want to implement the delayed formula on the value formulas on the sheet. A delayed formula is any formula that does not recalculate unless it is forced to by the refresh, recalculate buttons. This means the typical behavior of recalculating when a cell is changed does not occur if we apply the delayed formula on the cell with the dependency. Select the range of cells C7 to H9, then go Tools, Other, Delayed Formula. What happens is the suffix DL is added to denote a delayed formula. Delayed formulas can be very useful when workbooks become complex and large, and changing multiple key cells can cause long recalculation times as it occurs on each change. We can see that when we click on the Recalculate button, the values return. For exercise 5, go to the sheet X5. Here we want to add a sheet formula. A sheet formula has unique attributes that differentiate it from the other query formulas. Only one sheet formula can exist on a worksheet at a time, and the singular query is stored in the extended properties of the worksheet and not in the workbook like the other query formulas. If the worksheet is deleted, it removes the stored query in the same process. When a sheet formula is recalculated, it deletes the used range below the anchor formula and then pastes the query results into the cell below the anchor formula. A sheet formula uses the formatting and subtotaling from the query builder, and the expand collapse grouping options in the query are converted in Microsoft Excel group controls. Select the cell C6 and then add a sheet formula. We'll have our mode set to Summary Report. Set the company to reference the cell B2 and open the table lookup and select GL transactions. For our filters, we'll want to set the GL account code to 130,000 to 140,040 and the year period code to reference the cell B3. Then output the following: year period code chart of accounts, account code and account name, posting date, line number, row details, and amount. We can quickly remove the prefix on chart of account fields by changing the descriptions. Then go to the filter options on any of the outputs. Go to the sorting and grouping tab. The sorting and grouping options is shared amongst all the outputs, whereas the other output options are unique to each output. Here you should see an unsorted and sorted pane for our outputs. We'll want to add account code to the sorted pane. You can move the outputs between the panes with the left and right arrow buttons. While account code is highlighted, click on the right arrow button. Select the account code from the sorted pane. When you have an output selected in the sorted pane, the grouping option pane becomes available. We want to apply a basic grouping option to this output, which will mean subtotling will occur based on this output. Click OK, then OK again. We will see our sheet formula populate. We should see the subtotling present based on the account code. This concludes the training for exercise 4 and 5 for the Sharperlight Excel add-in on SAP Business One. For more information and in-depth explanations, please refer back to the training PDF.